evening glory. Hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story? What's going through you? This is the glorified version of a Bass and Talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Give it up for yourself, Bass Galaxy. It's time for a Johnston victory celebration on Straight Cast. Come on. Come on. There they are. There they are. Yes. The Bass Galaxy is spoken. Ladies and gentlemen, spoken word by the one and only Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. Give it up for the popcorn. Yes.
How is everyone feeling tonight?
Ryan, I'm feeling like $1,000,000 and it's good to be alive because it is the Johnston family victory celebration. It's kind of like the Jackson victory tour, but different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the brothers Johnston.
The brothers Johnston, exactly right. And
for you soul fans out there,
of course, Chris and Cory coming on the show to celebrate their victories tonight on Straight Cast. That's right. AOY, Cory Johnston, and two-time Elite Series champ this year, Cory Johnston. Chris Johnston, AOY, Cory Johnston. Did I back verse?
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Did I vice versa it or verse vice it?
Chris AOY.
Yeah, Chris AOY, Cory two-time. But my brain said I versa viced it.
Cory two-time.
Cory two-time, baby. Hey, anyway, it's going to be a real good time tonight. That is Ryan Popcorn Whitaker, and he is the co-host of this great Straight Cast deal. And Ryan, guess what? Tonight, on the chat board, it's going wild. You can ask the Johnstons anything. Put it through on the chat, and it's coming through to Ryan and I. The Ginger Ninja. Yes. Andrew Ellenberger, Ginger Ninja. Or JR, Rock and Show Fantasy on the chat board is going to get it to us, and we'll ask it to Chris and Cory.
I got a 4-inch monitor over here, too, in case I see something.
Average size monitor. I get it. I totally get it.
Average size, yeah.
There you go. Hey, speaking of good stuff here, tonight you got a chance to like and share this live broadcast and get 4 prizes. Chance at 4 prizes. So 4 winners tonight. Like and share the live Facebook feed, and you have a chance picked randomly at the end of this show to win 4 prizes. First prize is a pair of Waterland sunglasses. Compliments of the good people in Waterland. Heck to the that's right. Next up at bat is a Pedro Fighter official lucky magical pocket rock from Pedro Fighter to you, the Bass Galaxy. Next is a personal prize. Ooh, yes, that was mystical. I like it. Okay. Yes, the next prize is from Cory Johnston himself. Something of Cory's personal collection.
A garage prize?
Soiled or not, I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. And the next deal comes from Chris Johnston, personal archive. So Chris is giving away a deal. Cory's giving away a deal. Waterland sunglasses and a Pedro Fighter official rock. Like and share the live Facebook feed. And of course, send your questions into JR, Rock and Show Fantasy, on the chat board. LFG. You know who's full of pep and vinegar?
Who's that now?
Our producer, Andrew Ellenberger.
Oh, yeah.
He's right on the head, just like a producer should be. Ka-chow. What's up, Gingy?
What's up, Pat?
Gingy, you know who's absolutely bonkers, mad, wild, crazy bass fisherman?
Who?
Easton Fothergill.
Yeah, he's something.
Yeah.
What a heck of a run.
I know he's been on into the Great Wide Opens with Brad and Jamie. And with Seth and I, he did a little deal in Seth's basement with us, didn't he?
Yep.
That sounded weird. A deal in Seth's basement. We didn't get arrested. It all went down okay.
Careful.
But yeah, I mean, wow. Congratulations, Easton Fothergill. Wow.
Good win.
Yeah. Do it this year.
Yeah.
Guy's insane.
But the last one.
Insane in the
Real good.
on the leeching. Jinja, you're getting ready. You're durbing up. You're sharpening your hooks. You're making your list. You're checking it twice.
I am.
Yeah. St. Clair coming up.
Yep. Excited.
Gingy, are you excited because you can enter to win tonight the Cory Johnston or the Chris Johnston prize?
Yeah, I'm in. I already put it.
You already like and shared it.
Yep.
We're in. Ginge, how you doing back there? Everything's good?
Yeah, we're rocking and
Are
filming.
you ready to rock and roll tonight?
Yeah, let's go.
I mean,
no cicada mites.
yeah, none of that's
Yeah.
happening.
Nope.
The best way to hook
Right.
a cicada is treble hook it through the lips or the back fin.
That's true.
Yeah.
Every 13 years.
It works. Just like Jeeper Creeper comes around every 13 years.
Is it 13? I don't even know.
I don't
made
even
that
know
up.
anymore. That's a great movie.
Sounds bad.
Hey, let's get on with the show. Ryan, you into saving money?
Sure.
I know you are. Guess what? You can save right now 20% off OmniaFishing.com. Ryan,
Tell you
I
what.
said it was September 3rd. You're like, no, Pat, it's 9/3. No, right, September
Was that
3rd
what
it
I was
goes to
saying?
9/3. And Ryan, you just weren't listening to Andy and I. We're like, as long as you got
Have a heart.
bad day to switch to Senko. The decaf you can do without Ryan. So yeah, bud. 20% off OmniaFishing.com. Fighter says it's every item in the house. So I'm listening to Fighter.
That's what it said everywhere I look.
Right now until 9/3, which is the same thing as September 3.
That's
you
true.
put in code Labor Day 20. Labor Day 20. Right?
A hell of an offer. Yes. Labor Day 20.
Off. We'll take it. Ryan,
Yeah.
running around in that Lund, same Lund that Gussie's got.
That's true.
I like that. And Jamie Bruce,
That's true.
that same Lund.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. I know that you were experiencing this for the first time ever.
Uh-huh.
The magic of a Bob's Machine Shop jack plate.
Yes.
For real, dude. How cool is a Bob's?
It's
I know
awesome.
you were just in Michigan screwing around in some shallow backwaters in that big boat, but you had the deal all jacked up and you could idle right back there.
Only reason I was able to get there.
For real. I
Yep.
mean, that jack plate,
Incredible.
the Bob's sturdy. I know that Cory runs it too. The deal is, man, that thing sturdy AF,
It's
quick
fast.
AF.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Yep.
helps in shallow water, rough water, the whole deal.
I absolutely love it.
Ryan's experiencing it now.
Yeah.
You're seeing things for the first time.
It's so good.
What's-
Taking off in 2 feet of water. Just
What's
jack
that?
sucker up.
What's that word I learned? Transcending.
Yes.
Yes, you're
Yes.
transcending again,
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
And this time with the Bob's jack plate. I love it. Hey, Ryan, also, and Andy and myself
Mhm.
getting through the season on the impulse lithium.
On the lips.
Like doing what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go in a short time to get there,
Yeah.
but run down them impulses. Nope, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to be done. Impulses. tough.
Forget to plug her in. No problem.
They're tough, bro. They're tough, especially
another
for a
day
guy
in.
like you
That's true.
in a world like this.
On a lake like that.
Hey, Popcorn,
Mm-hmm.
my vote for the best Abu Garcia reel since the original. I'm going to tell you the original
Careful.
Revo. The original
I know
Revo's the
right
best.
answer.
Original Revo's the best.
Okay.
Xenon X. Right there. And the Revo Premier, the new one. Right there. I don't know what's a better reel.
The premiere.
The X or the Premier. I don't know. They're both
No,
nice.
they're both great.
They're
Yeah.
both amazing reels.
I love that premiere though.
Shit,
Amazing.
dude.
Yeah.
Insane. The new Premier, insane. And why not get 20% off Abu Garcia reel at OmniaFishing.com. Labor
Yep.
Day 20. Max sent the cheat code Labor Day 20. Right there.
Yeah.
Tightrope jigs, Labor Day 20. TightRopeFishing.com. Labor Day 20. I don't know.
This just in.
This just in. Here's this. Hey, you want to get frisky?
Let's get frisky.
Let's get frisky with the
with
whiskey
someone
gypsy.
else, not you.
Yeah, no, not you and I.
Yeah.
With the whiskey. For the whiskey gypsy, Luke Foley. Luke
Hey, guys.
sipping on tin cup juice, laid back, got your mind on your money and your money on your mind.
That's right. I got that Zenon right here.
You are PIMPing. Ooh, look at you, just all Garcia and up.
Is that a bird?
Yeah.
I got a small monitor. I'm sorry. You look like a bird in your head.
At least Ryan's honest about a
Bird.
small monitor. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
He's got a big tongue, though. Foley,
Yeah.
how the heck are you, bud?
Been doing all right. How about you guys?
We're doing really good, man. It's good to be back into the swing of doing talk shows, the bread
Yeah.
and butter of this here organization, as they say. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this talk show is mainly a talk show.
It's mainly a talk show about talking about things.
Yeah.
So that's what we
Yeah.
do here, folks. But for those that don't know, when you see this guy pop up on your screen or you hear his voice on the podcast the next day, this is Luke Foley He is the whiskey gypsy. He is the one that has made Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey the official brown liquor of Bass. And Luke Foley, hey, we got a Tin Cup Whiskey word of the week.
Yeah, we
Every
do.
week, Foley says a word. You hear that word. You take a little sippy. Could be some cafe con leche. Could be an ice cold Coca-Cola. Hear the difference? Or it could be Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, the official brown liquor of Bassin. And Foles, when they hear it, you got to drink responsibly, right?
That's right.
Take a sip and drink responsibly. Foley, what's the word? What's the word of the week?
We're going to get crazy tonight. We're going to go with Johnston's.
Oh, my gosh,
That's wild.
Johnston. So every time you hear Johnston, you take a sip. Okay?
That's right.
Take a sip responsibly, but sip properly. And if you do, don't go nowhere. Sit at the house and sip it on up. And Foley's going to call you an Uber if you do need to get home, or if you need to get off work. Foley's calling you off work tomorrow too. He's all caught up because we had those couple weeks off. So and you did good on the Ed Lofgren show. I think you're caught up on those too.
I think so.
Heck yeah. Okay, so Foley, you're amazing. And here's the deal. Like and share the live Facebook feed. Chance for a prize from Chris. Like and share the live Facebook feed. Chance for a prize from Cory.
Cory who?
Cory Johnston. Oh, Johnston. All right,
Nice,
there it
Ryan.
is. Johnston, you heard the word Johnston. Take a sip. Also, get this. Pedro Fighter giving away a mystical, magical pocket rock. Lucky indeed.
Yes.
And a pair of Waterland sunglasses, too. 4 prizes tonight, Bass
So you can
Galaxy.
see the rock.
Yes. Here is a time and a half worked up with AOY, Chris Johnston, and 2-time Elite Series champ this year, Cory Johnston. Tonight, Bass Galaxy. Tonight.
It's going to be a good show.
Let's do this. Let's do it. You want to put the power poles down and get wild, Foley?
Absolutely.
You want a power pole down for pleasure with the Johnstons?
I do.
Let's do it. Johnstons.
Johnston.
Johnston's. There it is, Bass Galaxy. Foley, thank you for everything you do for this show in the Bass Galaxy. And, of course, the Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey. Again, with the power poles down. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with Cory Johnston driving somewhere in the Continentals.
Yes.
And Chris Johnston somewhere else in the Continentals. Be right back. Pat Renwick, Ryan Whitaker. Andrew
Hey, guys.
Peace. Be right back.
There's a moment when you're faced with a challenge, and just solving the problem isn't good enough, even if that means breaking the rules and shredding apart conventional ways of thinking, all in the name of creating something truly remarkable. With this much control at its command, we didn't stop with just one. We created 2 incredible trolling motors. Introducing the new Power Pole Move brushless trolling motor.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain whiskey.
Want to know the difference between power bait and other soft plastics? Ask the fish. Berkeley scientists have thousands of flavors tested on thousands of fish. Natural, man-made. Every bait that's ever hit the water. No matter the shape, size, or color, power bait is the only one that is scientifically proven. Fish bite and will not let go.
Omnia Premium Pro gives you the confidence to eliminate dead water on thousands of lakes across the U.S. Exclusively on the Omnia app, use 10 unique data layers containing critical real-time mapping information to see water temperature, water clarity, contours, lake bed hardness, and important weather data all in one place. Matched with Omnia's loyalty credit program on all your tackle and gear needs, this is the only app you need in your arsenal for success on the water.
Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Right over there is Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. Hey, now we are very stoked to bring to you Bass Galaxy, a force to be reckoned with. A couple of demon Durbers that happen to be brothers. That's the one and only Cory Johnston and Cory Johnston. AOY this season, Cory Johnston, and two-time Elite Series champ this season, Cory Johnston. What's going on, boys?
I just got the kids to bed, Pat, about 3 minutes ago. I made it just in time for you, buddy.
You rascaled up them rascals, didn't you?
I got them to bed. They were angry tonight. They were
Cory
on
might
bed.
have to turn his phone down.
Somebody's got
Yeah,
their
Cory's got a lot of Knight Rider noise going on. Or you got to turn your...
Is
Everything-
that better?
Your phone
That's way
down.
better, Cory. What was that? Oh, that was a sound effect.
That was Catherine.
Catherine dropped some pots and pans back there. Oh, what's going on? Hey,
and the garbage can lids.
Chris, congratulations on your AOY, dude. I mean, wow.
Thank you, Pat. I'll be honest with you, I only caught half of what you said. I muted it for a second. Catherine had the blender going.
Oh, yeah, but she's making daiquiris, huh? I got you. She's
She
making
is.
daiquiris. Look at you. She
My
is making
dinner.
daiquiris. Look at
Trying
her.
to be healthy, buddy.
That's awesome. That's a real celebration.
Yeah.
I said congratulations on your AOY, bud. You did
Thank
it.
you. I
You
appreciate
did
it.
it.
Thank you.
I mean, unreal. And Cory,
His
dude,
phone's still loud.
Cory, not one but two victories this year. Look at that smile on your face, Cory.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't even know what to say about that, but it's about time.
Yeah, you when you won the St. John's River, you and Chris and the family were sitting around in your boat. You had obviously known you'd won. That was a blowout derb. And you were in kind of like a trance, like in a fog, Cory. And you said, I tasted blood, Pat. I tasted blood. And you wanted more.
I did.
And son of a gun, you got more, buddy. You got more indeed.
I know. It was crazy. I don't even, like I said, I don't even know what to say about it other than I wanted that one on the St. Lawrence Bad. Family, friends, everyone was there, and we've been so close in the past, so we're lucky enough to get it done.
And look at this, Chris. You and I sat down and talked at your at the Champlain Derb.
Yeah.
And I mean, an ounce away from Eddie Lofgren, which was knuckin' futz, as you would say.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, 1 ounce. But I've had it on the reversed way. A buddy of mine in Sturgeon Bay, we ended up beating by, I don't even know if it was a full ounce. So I've had it
It's 1/100th.
That's how the tables turn. I mean, a lot of times in Bassin. But here's the thing: we sat down and talked, and you were in the same position in 2023 for AOY. I mean, dang close. And I know that you felt pressure. Even though you're calm, cool, and collected, you really you carry that from the outside way more than Cory. Cory, you could tell. Cory's a hot mess a lot of the time. But Chris, you carry it calm, cool, and collected. But you were nervous as can be going into that.
That event got to me. I was stressed out. I had way too many things on my mind, and I've said it before. I feel like there's more pressure going into the St. Lawrence River because everyone expects Cory and I to just go out and catch 28 pounds like they jump in the boat. And I feel like there's more pressure for me going into that tournament than there is like a Bassmaster Classic. Just everyone expects you to be on the top. Everyone expects you to be top 3, and it's not easy, and it gets harder and harder every year.
Yeah, it's like that's what what Iconelli said on the Delaware.
Yeah, they're like if you win, they're like of course you won.
Yeah.
And if you don't win, they're like why didn't you win?
Yeah, it's a catch 44.
You can't win, even if you win. You can't win.
Indeed, but I mean, there's got to be something mystical with the Johnston brothers. Let's get a little Rick Clunny for a minute, and there's got to be something mystical about rivers that have the prefix Saint in front of them. I mean, of course, Cory winning at St. John. You've both won at the St. Lawrence. We lost Cory for a second. He went in the tunnel.
Hey.
Yeah, he's driving. Who knows where he is?
Pat.
He had one responsibility to be on this at 8:00, and he's driving, Pat.
Well, that's Cory for you.
Yeah,
he made it part of it at least.
A hot mess.
What are you doing, Ginge? What's going on?
When he comes back, just have him turn the phone volume down, please.
Yeah.
Oh, the phone volume.
That's what's echoing. Yep.
So, what do you think, Chris? The
St. Lawrence or the Saint has been good to us, and
what's up with that?
My first derby was on the St. John's as a Bassmaster Elite, and it was really good to me. And Rick Clunn said, "No, it's not that easy." And he said, I'm going to weigh 36 pounds. This is my tournament. But it's been, I don't know why. It's good to us.
Cory, turn your phone down just a little bit, Ginge says.
Buddy, how's that?
Give us a check. 2, 2, 3
keep
check.
Going.
Give us
going.
You want a 1, 2, 3 check?
Oh, wow.
Good.
I think we got you, Cory.
Good to go?
Better.
Yeah, I think so. There it is.
Sorry. I went through one little bad section here of service, but
where are you right now? Are you in?
I am on. I'm on Highway 115, driving back from Bass Pro Shops.
Oh, in the Americas, in the United States.
Why don't you tell them where you really were and why you're late?
Well, I mean, I'm in Canada.
Oh.
And we went to Bass Pro Shops, spent a bunch of money, and then we went to this place called Jumbo Lobster.
Oh.
It's pretty high-end lobster, crab, shrimp, you name it place. So we ate there with a few buddies and almost home.
You ate like an Elite Series 2-time champion, didn't you?
Even winning a bunch of Elite Series championships, you can't afford this place.
If he goes there regularly, winning a tournament's not going to cover it.
Wow. So the lobster are as big as your 21-foot Rangers.
Actually, yeah. My kid was holding one, and it was the size of him. It is called Jumbo Lobster for a reason.
Yikes. Do you find that for Great Lakes smallmouth, the best way to rig these jumbo lobsters is through the head, or do you tail hook them?
No, I definitely would tail hook them.
Tail hook these deals?
For sure.
Gotcha.
They're so big, they'd pull your boat around, though.
Cory, there's got to be, Chris's first derb in the Elites, yours too as well. Chris did good on the St. John's. You've won on the St. John's. You both won on the St. Lawrence. What's the mysticism between the Johnston brothers and these Saint Rivers? Is it your spiritual awareness, Cory?
I don't know. Apparently, I didn't really realize that was the case, but I guess it is. I don't know, something Some spirit. I can't even.
Is there
say
any
the
other
word.
Saint places we can go? Because that'd be nice.
Yeah, you need some more Saint type rivers. Well, St.
Yeah.
Clair,
There you go.
you guys have fared well at St. Clair, of course, too.
True.
Yeah, we have.
It
Cory
seems-
came close there once.
Yeah. Saint, that's another. What? I don't know.
St. Croix.
St. Croix, West,
I
Wisconsin.
don't think that's big enough.
Yeah, that ain't. But
Never
anyway, I mean, there's something to it. There's got to be, especially St. Lawrence. That's mystical. You guys,
It's
you've
a
been fishing there.
special place. It's a
Like
special
what?
place.
How long you been going there, boys? How long?
Not as long as everyone
people
thinks.
think.
do you mean?
I fished there. The first time I ever fished there was it was a Toda series. I was 18 or 19 years old. That's the
That's
first.
a long time.
It's a long time ago now, but that was the first time I've ever fished, and I ended up finishing second place. And
First
ever since that, it's just been good to us every time. Like, we only go there really when there's a big tournament going there. So maybe twice a year, and we practice for 4 or 5 days each tournament. Like, I'd love to say it's my backyard, but it's not. It's just been really good to us.
And you were like 18. How old were you, Cory, when you were first there?
Probably the year after Chris was there.
We would have been 22, 23 probably.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not like we grew up on it, you know, like, and I mean, even when we were really young, it wasn't that good. Like, it, you know, when we started going there was really when it started to really get good.
And when we did that, like 23, 24 pounds was really good. And like, it was kind of unheard of back then. And it's just, the weights steadily went up.
Unreal.
How far is it from you guys, actually?
2 hours.
Hour and 45.
Okay. Well, most people think it's like across the street from your house.
But still, that ain't
but it's-
nothing. Hour
Yeah, I mean,
45
a
for a
little
bass.
You can just
Yeah,
run
there wasn't any tournaments that really went on Lake Ontario for us to fish, so we never fished it. We have probably 30 lakes within an hour of us that have tournaments on them, so we grew up fishing all the local tournament lakes around here. Cooper actually lives on Lake Ontario. Technically, it's his home pond.
Aha, true.
Ah.
It is. Coop's the home derber. Okay. But I mean, think about it. You guys are fishing at things since you were Trey McCanney's age. I mean, you were out there running around, and
we have put some hours on it now for sure.
I mean, that's crazy. And being out there day one with you, Cory, I could tell you've driven in some rough waves.
No doubt.
And that wasn't even the rough day. Day one was the calm day.
Yeah, it was.
And you even said, hold on, a couple of times to me, Pat. You said, nope, I don't want to lose you.
No,
You should have went for a boat ride on day three.
Patty.
Yeah, I didn't want that. I didn't want it. What'd you say, Chris?
You should have went for a boat ride on day 3.
Oh, yeah. I had other responsibilities, and that was to stay
Your
safe
hair
and
just
dry.
be a hot mess by the end of the day.
Even more so than usual.
Yeah.
I mean,
No doubt.
you guys are great at driving the boats, man, in rough conditions. Ryan, you said the same thing.
I wrote it down, actually. I had it queued up for later.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's we're freeballing right now.
No, I got you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Best way
Ryan's
to
got
do
a
it.
small monitor, but a big tell. You guys know how that goes, Cory.
Sure do.
Yeah, that's tough. Do you find you get when you're looking down at a screen in those big waves, is it more prone to maybe losing a bunch?
100%.
Yeah.
I've never been
keeping your eyes
seasick
open
in my
on?
life, ever. And I've been in stuff that big, 50 times and never even come close to puking. And well, dude, I was bent over looking at that screen for a couple hours, and it just, not even a couple hours, an hour, and it just hit me, and I was like, uh-oh.
You were out pinging and then just getting
So it is
mesmerized.
what it is.
Yeah.
Got to get those glasses.
It's because you kept hearing ping, 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 ping. And then it's feeling at the back of his neck.
I
Then his
guess
eyes
it
start
was.
bulging out.
How do you think those bass feel hearing that ping all the time now?
Yeah.
It's driving him bonkers.
Feeling it, hearing it.
Yeah. Corey
Not
drank
good.
a lot of warm milk, too, that morning and that evening to get to bed. Carrie Lee was making you warm milk.
She
Helps
was.
you sleep. Right, Carrie Lee?
What's that?
You were making Cory warm milk. That's when he.
Oh yeah.
That's why you get
That's
that
right.
little upchuck on the boat. You don't drink
That's
warm
right.
milk.
He borrowed my
Kernel.
gravel.
Maybe it was oatmeal. I don't know. But dude, I mean, here's the deal. Right after that, you went chumming, and you start catching them.
Yeah, I mean, just had to get it out of my system. That's all.
And who was your cameraman that day?
Oh, I don't remember now. I don't remember his name now. How bad's that?
I know. Well, I know it was a traumatic experience, and then they had to call Lisa to make sure it was legal because you were chumming the waters.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, all kinds of brim and alewife and everything just started coming up. Gobies just chumming the area.
If you were eating crawfish the night before, they might have questioned it.
That's true.
Oh, okay. I got the. Hold on. Here's the. Okay, so Chris and Cory, you have to realize that the tin cup whiskey word of the week is Johnston. So anytime someone says your name, people are taking sips. Also, Pedro Fighter is giving away a lucky magical pocket rock, guys.
Ooh.
Yeah. Waterland's giving away a pair of sunglasses. And Chris, you're giving away something from your house or from your tackle. And
From
so
my
is Cory.
tackle.
Yeah, your tackle or your like, and the bait's got to be worth at least $100. Like just one lure, $100 lure. It's not a lot to ask from. All Bass Pros are rich. We know that.
I was going to give away some of Catherine's garden.
Whoa, hey now. What in the wide world of
Hey.
sports is he holding up right there?
I don't know.
That was
She's
an avocado
growing them.
plant? Yikes. Isn't that an avocado emoji?
If it's like a vintage Bagley, you can send it to Pat and he'll make sure it gets out to someone.
Hey, no, you should send that avocado. Oh, that's a prize and a half. Catherine's got an avocado emoji. That's so if you like and share the live Facebook feed, you get that. Cory, what are you giving away? Think about it. Something good.
I don't know. I'll
Yeah,
find
just think
something.
about it for a while. You can get back to us on that.
All right.
Yeah, that's all they got to do. Hey,
I might have an old tournament shirt I could give away, Pat.
really?
I
Are
might be
you
able to do that.
serious? That is awesome.
That's great.
Like and share the live Facebook feed, and Chris is going to give you an old tournament jersey. That's from the AOY.
I gotta send out a couple to the Hall of Fame, so I might as well send out one more when I'm going.
That is awesome. Here's the deal. Speaking of Hall of Fame, Chris, like, you're almost there. Okay. Well, I'm being serious about this, and you laugh, but we talk about it in proper bass, and there's a quadfecta. Okay. And it's an AOY. Okay. It's a blue trophy in a Bassmaster Classic. All right. When you achieve those three things, it usually ends up as a Hall of Famer.
All right. I like it. I got one trophy left that I really want. So
and that's the BMC. And Cory's not far behind. I know he wants an AOY now. He can't let you just have that.
No,
That's right.
He's been close.
Yeah,
We'll give
I
him
know.
that.
And you guys both want Bassmaster Classic trophies. I mean, bad, don't you?
I
Absolutely.
think Texas would be a great place to win it because that's probably one of the best venues. I know a bunch of our friends are going down there because they want to go to, I think is it Billy Bob's down in Texas?
Yeah, remember that? That was awesome. Me and Chris Crow got in trouble there. Yeah.
So I know a lot of them
Shocked.
are heading from Canada. They're going down to party. So that would be a good one to win at.
It sure would. And I mean, it's very attainable for both of you.
You never know.
And all kidding aside, Chris, you're very close. You get that Bassmaster Classic trophy, and chances are you're going to the Hall of Fame. Keep up the record you're on, and you're going there. Look at Cory in the darkness. You look like a badass right now, Cory.
I'm just kind of creeping in the dark here.
Yeah, you are. You're like in the alleys of the south side of Chicago.
I'm actually sitting in my driveway right now, waiting for her to get the kids out of the truck. They're both asleep, so
That's
I'm
the
not
best
allowed
way
to go in
to
yet.
get kids out. Just drive them around in the car for a while.
That's right.
It crashes them out. crashes the deal out.
Eat a man-sized lobster tail. Put him on the
Yeah,
back seat.
it was that. That is a fact.
Oh my goodness. Have you guys besides this great lobster experience, have you splurged at all with your double winnings, Cory, or have you splurged with your AOY winnings, Chris?
No, I'm too cheap.
You're a cheap A, huh?
I am. Yeah. I got bills to pay, Pat. And everything costs double up here in Canada.
Well, I know when I'm out with Cory, everybody's got money. Cory's like LFG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if Cory's got it in his pocket, everybody's got it. That's what I'm saying. I've been
Yeah,
out.
well, I'm just trying to be like you, Pat.
Friends to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Man, we're gonna go through a little bit of derby breakdowns with you guys, and I gotta tell you, Ryan's gonna go over some of the technical stuff with you for the folks here at home, but a couple things that I noticed about both of you guys, and we went over this kind of last time on the show, but you guys had, so this year, Cory, 5 top 10s, including the BMC. 5
Nice.
top 10s, bro. Okay.
Pretty
And
good.
Chris, 4 top 10s.
How many? Sorry, 4?
4. Yeah. And Cory, you had 5 with the BMC.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's an impressive season.
It's crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. Now, get this. 24 out of the 66 tournaments that you've fished, Cory, you've been in the top 10.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What is that?
Really?
Like 1/3?
Yeah, it's something mathematical like that. We need Matt
pretty good.
Robertson to tell us. Now, you think that's
Matt's still trying to get back into his social media accounts. He's a little busy.
no, yeah, he's upset. He's going through a lot with Facebook. Chris, you're at 22 out of 65 derbs.
I'm falling behind. Is that what you're telling me?
No, well, I mean,
24 to 22.
yeah, I mean, come on.
Also,
Next,
Cory has
next.
one more tournament too, 66 and 65. So
How'd that
All
happen?
right.
yeah, how did that happen?
Oh,
How
an
do you guys
open or
have
something? An open.
You
like
got
an
opens.
extra open or something?
Yeah. He went for an extra open, says
Hmm.
me. But I mean, pretty wild, dude. And here's the thing, Chris. 6 second places. 6, like that's Aaron Martin-esque. You know what I mean?
Yeah. those ones sting. I've been close a lot.
In the AOY perseveres. Ryan, throw at us a couple interesting
But
little.
we're gonna who wants to go first? Yeah, both of you guys.
Well, let's
Surprise 'em.
yeah, surprise him.
All right, let's start with Chris. Let's talk about this year. I'm just gonna rip down the season real quick here.
Stellar season.
Yeah, this amazing season. Toledo Bend, 7th place. Fork, 38th. Harris Chain, 24th. St. John's, 5th. Murray, 23rd. Little slip at Wheeler with a 57th. The only check you missed this year. Smith, 18th. And then it comes on. Champlain, 2nd. St. Lawrence, 4th. I mean, a hell of a season. Very consistent. And then, Cory, no slouch either. Chris, you finished with 758 points. Cory's in 3rd with 733. And second was 734. So,
Wow.
I mean,
Toit.
right there.
Toit.
If he didn't suck on Wheeler, he would have been right there.
Right.
I did suck on Wheeler.
But still winning AOY by a 24-point margin is nothing to sneeze at. And averaging all said and done, averaging 19th place per tournament. when
That's
you
what
break
Chris
it down.
was?
Yep.
Dude, you're like, hey, Chris, you're like Denzel Washington.
That's what I was thinking.
You are like the man on fire.
Actually, I have no idea
You
what
are
the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, he's the man on fire. You're like John Creasy. You want a revenge? You got
It was a good year, but I feel like when Fighter won, to be honest, like he blew it out of the
He
water.
dominated.
What was
Fighters
his
was
average?
dominance.
I think it was
Yeah,
even
what?
better.
His average was in the low teens, I think. Like,
Yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah.
But
I'm
come
sorry.
on.
I know that 11 and 12 is not teens, but So
But still,
something right around there.
That's pretty
Yes.
impressive out of the best anglers in the world, too, Chris. To
If
be
you average in the top 20, you'll win AOY most of the time.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's that's how it goes. But things I want to know from you, Chris, is, I mean, I think everyone else wants to know too. Is there, if you had to pick one bait throughout the year that helped you get here, what was the MVP in your tackle box in your boat for the whole year?
I could probably go through the tournaments easier. Toledo was a minnow.
Minder, ping.
Fork was a bed fishing bait, just a creature bait and a jerk bait. And where'd we go next after that? Harris was chatterbug.
Okay.
And then
St. John.
What's that one?
St. John's is next.
That was bed fishing. So creature bait, drop shot, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And then where'd we go next?
Murray.
Ooh, that one was I think I did a lot of bed fishing, so creature bait again.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're building a trend here. Wheeler.
Well, that one I sucked.
Anything.
Live scoping with a jerk bait is what I should have been doing. I figured that out way too late, and then fishing some grass, a little bit of everything there, throwing a big worm through grass,
Junking.
Okay.
junk fishing, whatever I could do to get a bite. And then we went to Smith. That was pure minnow.
That was the pinger. I was with you.
That was that was pure minnow.
You kept wanting to run and hit that brush pile under that walkway. We saw all those boys going to.
They were doing that. It was a steady rotation. Every 30 minutes, someone would come fish that brush pile under the dock.
There was 3 rookies that kept fishing that brush pile.
And Pat was yelling at them.
I was yelling at them. They were just here. There ain't nothing there.
Yes. Someone just fished there 30 minutes ago. They're gone.
It's spent.
Yeah, that was a fun day, Pat.
That was a great day.
It was entertaining.
Boys on the water, it's always a good time.
Yeah, Pat's yelling at boats when they go by. There's a boat 500 yards away. He's asking them how they're doing fishing, and I'm just pinging.
And then Cory, that's right. You and I were out there on that Smith that we were on, Chris, and then Cory was out there too, and the Wheeler King come running right by, and he didn't even stop and talk to his friend Cory.
He should have brought him a Chick-fil-A sandwich or something.
He could have done something. He didn't even stop and say hi to you, Cory.
That's not very nice.
Yeah, I know.
They were handing out sandwiches that tournament, though. That was unbelievable. There was a pontoon boat going around with Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
I did not see that pontoon boat. I would have paid a lot of money to see that pontoon boat.
They pulled up, and I'm like, "Is this guy for real?" He said, "Yeah, we got Chick-fil-A sandwiches for all the elite guys."
That's the best thing to the Hooters girls in Pittsburgh.
Exactly. Aaron loved that, and Bobby G slammed it right on the air. He is the official Chick-fil-A guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're hitting them up for a sponsor.
He should. 5,000,000% he should. Just like Rick Clun should hit him up for RC Cola.
All right, last two.
All right, back to the derb.
Champlain.
Last two. Champlain, I pinged the old minnow.
With the minnow?
And I went largemouth fishing every day and finally got one, or I got a couple on a jig the last day. And then St. Lawrence was a minnow and a Ned bait were my 2 main ones.
A Ned bait.
So it sounds like the minnow and a creature bait.
Yeah, those are probably 2 most popular.
One extreme to the other.
This mystery creature bait, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple different baits. I don't have like one particular, to be honest.
It's got tentacles.
I was using the Norries and Fighting Frog as well. So 2 baits.
Classics.
To be honest, it didn't really matter when you pitch it in and you're making them mad. Just need some sort of creature bait.
What size weight do you like to put on that thing when you're pitching it in a bed?
Between 1/4 and 3/8. One of those 2. Depends on the depth.
Okay, so you're not necessarily crashing it, but it's getting down there fast.
Cory, you're a quarter most of the time, ain't it?
Yeah,
What's
it
that?
depends. I'm a bit of both. Quarter, So I'm the same, depending on what's going on.
Same deal.
Okay. Well, I was gonna ask what the key pattern was, but we got that. It was bed fishing and minnow fishing.
Red fishing and minnow fishing.
Yeah.
So
They're either on the bank or they're out floating around. You got to minnow them.
one or the other.
If you had to pick 3 of these tournaments that you think really defined or saved your AOY run, what would the 3 be?
Your
What were the 3 most crucial?
AOY.
3 most crucial tournaments for this?
Definitely the most crucial, I think, was Champlain. That's a tough one because everyone is on to the same program now. I don't really know how you have an advantage because everyone's looking for the same thing. And I somehow pulled out a second place. And that one was huge for just going into St. Lawrence. That was definitely the one I remember. And then, that was the most important one.
So looking at your season, I mean, it doesn't, you were hanging in there obviously the whole season, but I feel like, in Fighter's run, it was like the last 4, it was like, I know it was heavily on his mind.
He puked at the last tournament on St. Lawrence too.
But for you, Chris, were you, when did you start feeling like it was real? Like you really were making a push for this AOY? Because,
it was always on my mind, and it will be going into the next season. Really? I want to have a chance at AOY. But so all season I was like, I'm still within contention. I still have a chance because we're going up north. I need to stay in that top. But I thought I blew it on Wheeler because the young guys and Hamner, they all caught him at Wheeler, and I kind of sucked, and it widened the gap. So I was like, I might have just blown it.
But then next 3, 18th, 2nd, and 4th, that'll get you back, right?
And the what's his name, McKinney, he got one day's weight DQ'd, so that gave me a good chance too.
Doesn't hurt.
So, that one helps. And then all of a sudden, I had a good finish at Smith, and I was like, I got a chance still.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't choke. That's I can't say that about. I mean,
no, and
you came out.
Everyone expects me to catch him going up north, and it worked out well this year. I wasn't as confident as a lot of people were in me, to be honest.
The heat was on.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Should we just rip it over to Cory for the win?
Yeah, please.
Break this down, Cory.
The St. Lawrence soiree.
All right, let's go to this, and then I got something combined for you guys after
All
that.
Right.
So day 1, 25 even, sitting in 4th. Day 2, 27.
He sandbagged the heck out of us on day 1. Put that in as a 3.5, Pat.
No, that was all you.
Pat's
like, how big is it? I said, I don't know, 5. He goes, okay, we'll put it in as a 4.
If that was being honest, he would have said 6.
You witnessed that, Pat?
Oh, Chris, it was horrific. I mean, he's like, he's got one that's 5+, and I'm like, what do you think? 4.8. Okay, gotcha. He's in there, 19 on the bass track. Old son comes in with 25.
Don't give me that. Don't give me that, Pat.
It was my fault too.
It was all your fault.
I punched the buttons, but still.
I held it up. I said, Pat, how big this one? You go 4 even and laughed your ass off. It was like a 5.5.
You're right. Well, we couldn't hold the scale like MLF. It kept bouncing everywhere.
That's right.
I didn't know.
That's right.
Pat, I think a common theme is when you're in the boat, anglers do well. I think you're kind of good luck.
We have a good time. So I'm being serious about that. That's one of the cool things about Bassmaster. When they put me with you dudes, like especially when I'm with my buds like you guys, it's just like, like when we were out there at Jurassic Park watching David Dudley run around with no shirt on. You know what I mean?
Tarps off party.
It's like, hey, David Dudley, it's only 64. You don't need to have your shirt off.
Yeah.
And he's out there sight fishing. Like, what the hell? Anyway, sorry, back to St. Lawrence River.
All right. Day 2, 27-7. Biggest day of the tournament. Sitting in 1st after that. Day 3, 24-14. Sitting in 2nd. Robert G takes the lead. And then 24, incredibly consistent. Hovered right around 25 and then the 27-7. It seems like that's what did it. 102 pounds total, won by 1 pound, 9 ounces.
1.9.
What were you? Yeah,
1.9. Okay.
1 pound, 9 ounce margin for the win. With this, I gotta imagine that 25 is kind. Was that the benchmark? Like day one, you're going out, you're like, I need at least 25. Is that kind of?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
100%.
anytime that I go out in the St. Lawrence and I don't catch minimum 25, I'm not happy. And I mean, it sounds stupid, but it's the way it is out there.
Well, the
you
place
know,
is stupid. Well, I mean,
right? It's you got to catch minimum 5-pounders to be able to win. So if you don't have 25 pounds, then I mean, you're not happy.
Here's the deal. If I might say, you did not seem happy that entire tournament until and I know this might seem like a silly statement, but you were not happy that whole tournament until that trophy was handed to you. And especially at the tanks, you still didn't know you had it, did you?
100%. Like the last day, I absolutely did not think I had what I had.
I talked to him when I get in off the water on day 4, and he was all mad. He's like, "No, I blew it. I got like 21 pounds."
You seem PO'd, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks." And it's like, "Oh, so it's between G and McKinney," and we're all talking back the tank and wondering who's going to win between them. And I was talking to someone backstage. I had weighed in and wasn't really paying attention to the weigh-in, and all of a sudden I heard someone weighed 24.11. I'm like, who the heck was that? And Cory was gone from behind the stage, and it was him. I was like, you've caught a million smallmouth in your life. How do you not know the difference between 21 and 24 pounds?
Because unlike where you were, there was gigantic waves, and I scoop them up and I throw them in the live well. And the last day I had no scale, no nothing.
And he's puking.
And
give your brother a break.
And I just, I didn't think they were. I mean, when I look back, the first 3 I caught were big ones. Like the first one was especially big.
And I gave him crap. He didn't even weigh him for big fish. Big fish that day was like a 5 1/4 pounder.
100%, I would have had big fish.
Yeah, you had to have had one.
Yeah. But
wow,
it was just I don't even I was mad. Like even my camera guy, once we came in and checked in, I was like, "How bad is it?" And he's like, "It's gonna be close." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, G didn't catch him. He got like 22 something. He's like, I think you got 22. And he said, McKinney has a big bag. And I'm like, well, I said, there's no way that I have 23. So if he has 22 and a half, he's going to win.
You want to know a fun fact that not many people know? I was talking to McKinney at the day 4 weigh-in, and he said he had like a big bag. And when he went and bagged his fish, he realized he still had a 4-pounder in his live well that he never culled throughout the day. So he was throwing back 5 1/4, and he still had a 4-pounder in his live well. So he thought he had whatever, let's say 25 and a half, 26. Rookies. And he forgot there were still 4-pounder on the ball. So he would have been a lot closer too.
Cory, you're a knucklehead.
God. Not me.
No, that wasn't him. That was McKinney.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said Cory did that.
No, I would have gave him crap if he did that.
Oh, I thought you called Cory a rookie.
No, so everyone thought McKinney had like 26, and then he said when he bagged him, he still had a 4-pounder and he threw back a 5 1/4.
So he was calling his second biggest fish all day.
Oh
yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Hey, one sec, Cory, I got to ask you something. So. Okay. When we were out there on day 1, you we were calling them. They were a bunch of nipples. They were just nipping at the bait, right? Just nip. They were
window shop.
Yeah, they were nippers.
Yeah, yes, they sure were. And they were frustrating you, and you could see they were massive blips. Because those smallmouth are so tall, they show up massive.
They look like drum on that lake.
Yeah. I noticed that too. I was watching the videos. Like down here, we see them. That's what the drum look like here because we don't have smallmouth.
Those periscopes fish there are big blips. Anyway, you said to me on day 2, you figured out how to catch the nippers.
I did.
How did you figure it out? What was it?
Honestly, I'm not going to tell you that because that is something that I felt like kind of won me the tournament. And
well, tell us, is it a bait thing? Is it a technique thing? Is it a?
It's definitely it's both. It's both. And Pat's seen it firsthand. I mean, they were hard to catch the first day. I had a lot of fish.
Was it on casting tackle?
No, it was on spinning tackle, but I did catch a few on casting tackle.
No, but so the secret bait wasn't the one you had rigged on day one on
No.
casting tackle.
No, it was not.
Okay.
No, and it's something that we're kind of designing with 6th Sense too.
Oh, I know which one it is. Yeah. Gotcha.
But I was working it totally different than what I was the first day, and I had the second day I had probably 3 times as many bites as I did the first day.
Really?
Yeah.
You tweaked it.
They were committing a lot better to the bait on day 2.
Huh.
Here, speaking of
How many did you have follow it on day 1?
Oh, that's Pat.
A ton, like biggins, bro. And they come charging too, so you'd think they were gonna crush it.
Yeah.
And for some reason they would literally kiss it. It would be like Cory would woof on them, like in Little League, you know. Hey, better.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not there.
Yeah.
It's the worst when they bunt it or something and you set the hook and then it's over.
Oh,
If you can resist setting the hook when they just tap it or something, I feel like you get them every time.
Yeah.
But it's such a reaction to jerk it.
They do that so much.
I was cussing a little bit on day 1, wasn't I, Patty?
it was what, bud?
I said I might have cussed once or twice on day 1.
Oh yeah, you were like a sailor a few times when you had giant blips coming at you.
Yeah.
So Cory, I read that on day 1 of practice, you said it was terrible and I only could have caught maybe 19 pounds.
Yep.
I need to know how you knew. Were you catching them, or were you just looking at them on the screen and saying, I can only catch 19 pounds?
No, I caught them all.
You
I was
catch
trying to catch them because, a lot of these spots that I hit on day 1, I couldn't even get them to bite. Like they when I come across a group of them, it was all I could do to get a bite. And I ran a ton of stuff where I've caught them in the past, and they were not big ones. They were, I never caught. I don't even think I might have caught one 4.5 pounder that day, but every other one
I put it in as a 3/8.
No, I'm talking the first day of practice.
Oh, practice. Sorry.
And I ran a ton of stuff, and I just never found any big ones. And day 2, day 1 was probably the worst practice I've ever had on Lake Ontario. So day 2, I said, you know what, I'm gonna run everything that I know shallow and see if they're there, because they're not out deep.
What's shallow? 10 foot?
Where you can see 10 foot and less.
Okay.
And I started running that stuff, and they were all 3.5 pounders. They weren't big ones. And then I started looking elsewhere, and I started to dial them in, figured out what they were on. And once I did that, I was able to run around the lake and, mark them and not even make a cast, because I knew what was there.
You caught some really deep too, right?
I did 40 plus.
You fizzing those fish right away?
He's good at
everyone.
Okay. As soon as you get them in the boat, you're fizzing.
Well, I'd let them sit in there for a minute or two if there's a few fish around, but right after, you gotta fizz them. You gotta take care of these things.
You had that one Magnum, and you really had to work it.
I did. I had to flip them over and fizz them on the opposite side, because I couldn't get them to fizz.
You had to flip down.
Are their eyes bulging out at all?
No, not at all.
No.
I had one, I will say, not this year, probably 10 years ago. It killed itself. I caught it in about 56 to 60 feet of water.
Holy cow.
And I set the hook on it. And all I did was I got weight on it. And then it was as quick as I could reel it up. I didn't get any weight on it. It came right out of the water, came 5 feet out of the water beside the boat. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a giant. It was 6 pounds. And then went right back down the bottom, and I fought him all the way up. I put him in the live well in 2 minutes. Done. His eyes were bulged out of his head.
Yep.
He blew himself up, swimming straight up from the bottom.
I've caught some in Door County in 70 a few times, 60, 70, and they look like Simpsons fish.
Yeah, and dead within a couple minutes.
I mean, we're throwing them back, so it's just fun fishing up there.
Yeah.
But they go straight down. We throw them back quick, but I don't know if they make it or not. I try not to catch too many that deep. I don't think it's good.
No, and one
no,
thing you don't want to weigh them and take pictures when you catch them like that, because then they
Yeah,
don't
just
have
swim
enough
back.
energy to swim back.
Right. One thing I want to know, like, I fish my home waters, the south end of Lake Michigan. When we catch them in the spring, when the water's cold, I feel like every fish, even if I'm catching them in 10 foot, 8 foot, 15 foot, whatever, 20, every fish I put in the live well is upside down all day long. But they don't die, and when you release them at the ramp, they swim straight off just fine. But they're all in the cold water. It seems like they're always belly up. Have you ever noticed that? And is that like, do I need to fizz it? I haven't fizzed a lot of them because they release so well. But it's only in like that 40, 45 degree. They're never right side up when it's that
Are you
cold.
talking smallmouth?
What's that?
Are you talking smallmouth?
Just smallmouth, Lake Michigan
Yeah,
smallmouth.
I've never had that problem.
Yeah,
Cold water.
the only time we
shallow.
really box them is on Sturgeon Bay when it's cold water. I don't think we've ever had them belly up.
Ever.
It just happens. I don't know. It must be something weird with these fish in the south end. I don't know.
They're Chicago fish.
They're around a lot of chemicals.
They're like Florida bass.
But no, I'll catch one out of some rocks in 6 feet of water. Throw them in the box.
I have caught a lot of fish in like Lake O in like 12, 15 feet that you wouldn't think need to be fizzed, and they do. I've seen that though.
Clun told me he caught
that's
one
in warm water.
In 5 foot. His big one of day one was like a 5-something on a spinnerbait. And he said he had to fizz it, and it was in like 5 foot of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
I've seen that a lot.
Unreal.
Must have just came out of the depths.
Yeah, it's just wild.
Came after one spinnerbait for miles.
But then
and they swim right down on the bottom, and they're all good.
Yeah, but one
upside down alive all day.
Something that's really weird is I caught a bunch of fish on Champlain in 30 to 45 feet of water. I even out to 50. Never had to fizz one of them.
Do you think it's got to do with that? With if there's an intense thermocline or not?
I don't know, but the ones on Champlain are going up and down through the water column all the time. So I don't know if they've adjusted, like their systems are more adjusted to it. Lake O ones never come up; they just sit down there.
Huh.
But those ones on Champlain are going up and down, and you don't have to fizz them. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's crazy. Cory, give the people a tip for driving in insane big waves.
I mean, you definitely can't go fast. It's just, it's slow going, but
what about
trimming?
trimming?
Be careful.
Are you trimmed down? Are you doing anything with your jack plate?
I'm usually trimmed down pretty good. Jack plate's fairly close to all the way down, and it's just keeping the nose up, and that's all you can do is plow through them. Keep
Will you trim
nose
up a little bit to keep the nose up? Or
not usually. I usually keep her trimmed down pretty good.
Okay. What's the magic speed? Like if you're in the real big stuff, like
there's no magic
5,
speed.
6 foot. Is there a safe speed? Is it 15 miles an hour? 60?
There's no speed.
How quick were you
whatever
going?
You can do.
How quick were you going when you went out in the 8-footers and you had to go face on?
Probably
8 miles an hour?
8 mile an hour, 9 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour.
Yeah. I don't think you can really get over when those big ones over like 10.
No.
Basically, it's what you keep your nose up and you go.
Yeah, Shane LaHue said he was vertical, like on many occasions.
Yeah,
like
he wasn't. He was scared. I think said, "I'm not going back out there on day 4." I'm like,
yeah,
dude,
he wasn't having it.
Go out there and win. And he's like, "No, I'm not going." I was like,
people don't understand how big the waves actually were. Like day 3, especially. Like I see multiple comments where people are like, "Really, 8-footers?" But like,
yeah,
like day 3, like I've spent a lot of time out there, and I seen probably 3 waves that were legitimate 10-footers. 2 of them was when I was driving, and my boat is standing up, and 2 of them broke over the top of my boat.
Oh,
like
my God, man!
The camera and pictures don't do it justice as to what it really is out there.
Are you adding bilge pumps or anything like this? Is there anything you do to prepare for that stuff?
No, I got a Ranger. They don't sing.
Right.
For still wood.
You fill them with water. Though,
I saw that commercial. Wait, what were you saying, Ryan, about the shaft length?
Shaft length.
Yes, about shaft length. And
Oh,
yes.
with the trolling motor?
Yeah, so you were talking about Chris and Cory's shaft length in
I'll
there.
get the wives on to comment on those.
I haven't hung out with you guys enough for that. But I mean,
they're just like us. Don't worry.
Well, the trolling motor. How are you? I mean, you're in this giant waves. How are you scoping?
I mean, you're just doing the best you can. I mean, we run the power pole move, 52-inch, and transducers are on the head of the trolling motors, and I mean, you're just doing what you can.
So it's like it's like Spectre Vision in the &90s when the screen kind of goes out for a second when you're trying to watch some adult films.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
And people don't realize maybe they're watching. Like he said, the transducer is on the head of the trolling motor. If you have it on the shaft of the trolling motor, it's what, 6 to a foot of difference.
Yep.
If you mount your live deucer on the head of the motor, it stays in the water that much longer.
Like with the hose clamp thing.
Yeah.
And I had to use the transducer that was on my shaft day 4, and it was horrible.
Oh wow.
Okay, well that makes a lot of sense.
I was about ready to come unglued.
Is that when you put it on the head of the trolling motor? Is there any?
So you're saying the lower unit?
Yeah, on the actual unit of the trolling motor.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of vibration or any kind of interference that makes your screen different or anything like that? I've never done.
Really. No,
I ran mine.
Minimal.
I ran mine all year on the head of the trolling motor, and I never had any interference.
No issues knocking it off there.
I'd use the one on the shaft for perspective, and the one on the head. I didn't have any interference. I've heard people say that's why they don't do it, but mine personally, it worked perfect.
Well, to me, I know that 0-degree mount's popular, but if you put it on the head of the trolling motor, you can get it to a 0 degree. You just adjust it and get it right there with whatever mount, right? I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. I want to get last super nerdy question. This is the worst one, but
he was with Ronnie Moore.
Genuinely
earlier.
Curious about. When drop shotting first came out, there was lots of talk about, certain types of weights, certain lengths in between the hook and the weight and everything. But I feel like I don't hear much about it anymore. And is there anything like Great Lakes goby fisheries versus perch fisheries, or, depending on the forage, length between the weight and the hook? And is tungsten better than lead? Do you think you get more bites with tungsten with the sound? Or does it make any difference?
Mine's every time I tie a drop shot on, the length's different. It doesn't matter to me. And
really?
No, I mean it don't matter.
Even down to like 4 inches or 3 inches or something. I mean,
not 3 inches, but it's always like, anywhere from 8 to 14, 16 inches, whatever it comes out to. I tie a weight on her and chuck it out there.
Okay.
You wouldn't change it if you're in grass or anything like that?
I don't. Not me personally. I mean, some guys you talk to, I'm sure it makes all the difference in the world, but not for me.
So I used to at times in grass or something, I'd run one way up, like you said, 2.5 feet up from the weight.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've realized on live the last year or two is I'll throw out these fish and they see it coming down and they actually see the weight first. And you'll see them follow the weight. And they don't even really see my bait that's up higher. So I've gotten away from running that tall one again.
So that's kind of what I was getting at with the weights. Do you think that camouflaging the weight, having a weight that maybe matches the rocks
it's not going to hurt. And if you can use a tungsten, I think it's just because of the physical size, so they don't see it as well. Okay, I don't think it's the sound of it or anything like that. I just think physical size being more compacted might get you 1 or 2 more bites.
Okay.
Use the Charlie Ingram Fishing University Pebble Rock. You ever see those?
Honestly, the rocks.
They have those.
But they're gonna see it coming down.
The problem is they see it falling. Yeah,
right. Okay. I had an experience on Oneida where I had a co-angler just kicking my ass. We're throwing the same line, same leader, same everything. He's got tungsten. I got lead. I'm catching walleyes. He's catching smallmouth.
Boom.
It blew my mind. I mean, I almost had a full-on meltdown.
More like Cory and just give 0 Fs and whatever the length is.
I think that's probably the deal. It was probably
just throw it out there. Whatever bites.
Roll around.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, right.
Well, that's all the nerdery I've got.
Well,
on-
I
on
know
this
you
stuff.
were hanging with Ronnie earlier.
Sure, yeah.
And
I got
I
some
know
stats.
last time
Yeah.
on the show when Cory and Chris were here, you kind of compared stats
Yes.
with them.
Yes.
But this time you had something pretty cool when you probed Ronnie Moore. That was a combined Cory and Chris probing. So it was you, Ronnie, Cory, and Chris probing.
And Ronnie Sr.
Yes.
He
Ron
was-
Sr.
Just for color.
A lot of probing. For color commentary.
Just for color. Yeah. So, yeah, well, you guys know what we normally do with the breakdown of the stats. But what I wanted to highlight is that I know you guys work together and you guys share money, you guys split money.
It's a family
You work as
affair.
a team, correct?
It's a business.
A
Bassin
but
business.
I want if there was ever any question between you two guys, if one guy wasn't pulling their weight or you thought he wasn't pulling his weight or whatever, I got the stats to correct that.
Lynn's
Cory
gonna
finally
smack
started
the
pulling
heck
his
out of
weight, is
whoever.
what you're saying.
So, all right. So just real quick on your personal stats. All right, Chris, you've earned 1 million. So first off, weight. You've caught 3,203 pounds. You've
Ooh.
made $1,071,071.
Where does
And-
all the money go? Because it's not in my bank account.
It's
I don't know.
Gas
Maybe
Catherine.
maybe you're
The
maybe
government
somebody's
took
spending
it.
it on lobster.
No, the
The
government.
Queen took it. The Queen of England or whoever takes care of Canada.
Yeah, that's where it
Margaret
went.
Thatcher.
But that comes out to
Something like that.
$334 a pound for Chris.
How many?
$334 a pound.
$334 a pound for
Yep.
each fish he catches?
Yep.
Jeez Louise, that's good.
And
Holy
then-
shnikes.
Per tournament,
Okay.
you're earning $16,478 per tournament.
16 what?
16,478.
16,478 per derp. That's
Very
really good.
Very good.
That's look at Cory over
Real
there.
quick,
just
real
smirking.
quick to Cory.
Just smirking.
Corey, 3,195 pounds.
Little
And you've
under.
earned $1,046,180.
Okay.
And that's coming out to $327 a pound. So, yeah,
327.
few bucks less, and $15,851 per tournament. Okay.
16K, 16.5K, and 15.5K.
Yeah. So
per
when you,
derb
when
between
you
you brothers.
when you
For
combine
showing
all
up.
this, keep those numbers in your head.
Just showing up.
334 a pound and 327 a pound. So when you combine them, you guys are earning combined 131 tournaments, 6,398 pounds, $2,117,251.
That's a lot of numbers.
And it's coming out to $330 a pound, and you're earning 16,162.
Wow.
So it's like it's within like $50.
Oh, we have a Mike Suchan is here. It says Chris and Cory's the fastest of the Bass Millionaire Club in 65 and 66 events.
That's pretty cool. I
Walter-
didn't know that.
Yeah, Walters did it in 77.
Wow. I knew it was fast. I mean, that's
Wow.
very fast. But
I
you
did not
guys
know
are
that.
like
It's nuts, dude.
you guys are right now. I mean, you can tell you're working together. When I was, I had to go through all these sets. I'm looking through the standings, and as soon as I find one Johnston, I found the other one real close.
Yeah, just
most
neck
of the
and
time.
neck.
I'm amazed that sometimes how close we are in the standings. Like we can go fish completely different ends of the lake, do something different. And
Yep.
people are like, how are you 2 spots away from Cory? I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird.
Nuts.
Yeah. And we could fish 2 different techniques and somehow end up in the same ballpark in the standings as him.
You know how like identical
a
twins
borderline
like
thing.
think the same thoughts? Do you guys like think the same thoughts and stuff?
I don't know. Probably.
Cory, what's Chris thinking right now?
He's thinking, I look fat sitting in this chair.
Is
I'm
that what
actually
you were
looking.
thinking?
I've been looking at his eye a lot.
Yeah.
Did you get punched in the
Yeah, I
eye?
knew it was something. I knew it was something along those lines.
Yeah, the screen froze earlier, and it was his one eye closed.
It was all wonk-eyed. Like Saturday Night Cory at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
on a canceled day of an elite series event.
exactly.
Pat, are you coming up to our party on Sunday?
It's this Sunday?
Yeah.
Can one of our advertisers fly us in? We let's see if we'll call Bob's Power Pole and
Why don't you get Tin Cup to sponsor it and fly in and bring the whiskey?
Can Foley go too?
Be a Tin Cup party, yeah.
Can we get through customs?
Why can't you?
With whiskey?
With the whiskey?
You mail the whiskey.
You can get it shipped.
That's a way around everything.
Yeah.
So Sunday's the big party.
Yep.
Sunday we finally get to celebrate.
Oh God, where's it at?
My place.
Chris's house.
Oh wow.
I got a
Hey,
kids'
and-
pool blown
and
up
we-
for you to play in, Pat. It'd be perfect.
We
got
got a
what?
band coming, Pat. We said leave your singer at home because I know this guy that's better.
Oh yes, Corey, we would tear it up, and you and I would sing something together for sure.
We would.
Yeah. Like a 2-time AOY guy and a Bass talk show host should.
Pat,
right.
if you come,
I mean,
I'm getting a
delete-
karaoke machine.
There's a Doors song that would work for that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To love him 2 times, and then there's that. This is the AOY song. Of course.
That you just made up.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But for that, so that's Sunday.
Yeah.
And go ahead and give all the details. So it's open house. Anybody wants to come, the whole continental United States or anywhere in Kenyatta can come to this event, right?
Well, to an extent.
To an extent. It's like the time when we
This is the time when if the wrong people show up, then we get to have a lot of fun.
The ops. If the
Yeah.
ops show up, then look out.
That's right.
Then look out.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
our buddy's coming. That's a cop, so we should be good. But
Yeah.
I don't have a big house, Pat. So she's gonna be tight quarters.
Wall to wall, like at Gussie's Canadian Bassmaster Classic house. Remember that one?
Yeah.
I didn't get to go to that one personally, but I heard about
That
it.
was wild. Hey, what we got to do here, right? Did you go through the deal there?
I had, can I backtrack for 1 second?
Yes, please do.
There's one other question for Corey. I want to know. When you roll up on these fish and you see them on the screen, is there any telltale sign before you cast whether or not they're catchable?
She's an eater.
Yeah, anything that they'll give away. Is there anything they'll give up to know? Even if it's a school, like, is there anything you're seeing where you're like, oh, I'm gonna catch this for sure?
If I could find a fresh group that had multiple fish in it, it was almost a guarantee.
How do you know they're fresh though?
Because I hadn't fished them in a while.
Okay, so you can't tell by the way they're positioned on top of a pile or something.
No.
Okay.
If they're missionary position, then they're more likely. to
If they fly up off the bottom when your bait
Yes.
hits the surface in like 20 feet, is that a good sign?
They won't do that. Trust me.
Okay.
Basically, if you don't get them to bite on the first cast,
Done.
when you get a fresh group, you probably should just leave.
That's how it goes down here too.
Yep.
Yeah, but they'll fly up down here and then
These
they
ones won't.
bite a lot of times.
Lake Champlain, they fly up
Uh-huh.
and they get you excited, but
Yeah, and then they just follow it down, don't eat it.
then they break your heart. Yep.
Like those New York girls.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, we got to get some questions in from the Bass Galaxy to
Let's
Chris
go.
and Corey, and we've been fielding some questions. Fielding
There's a
some
Shania
questions.
Twain question.
There is a
here.
Shania Twain.
Let's not do
question.
that one.
What is that? What is that?
We might have
This-
to pass the Shania Twain one to Catherine. She's from her hometown.
oh, really?
really?
She knows.
Catherine probably knows her.
They're
hang out and
neighbors.
stuff. They did
They're
Insta
neighbors.
modeling together, her and
Yeah.
Catherine. I heard about it. I'm just gonna go in order. I kind of like this question because I know that this whole Johnston deal is a family affair, and this is from Lynn Gervais.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, Ricky's
He says, my question is, would you wish for one of your kids to become a professional bass angler? That's from Lynn. You know him.
Not with all the whining and complaining that goes on now.
Really?
It's pretty bad.
It is. There is a lot of whiners, isn't there? It's like if people aren't whining, they don't have something to have, like that's what bass fishing is
it's
right
just
now.
social media. It's not real.
Yeah, it's a fake label anyway.
I don't know. With my kids, I would want them to figure out another revenue stream before they did fishing or have something to fall back on.
Like
Maybe
Bill Dance used to say. Make sure that you go to college first, and then you can become a professional bass angler.
And I'm not even set on college, but they better run a business or something and have something else in the works too. Don't rely on fishing.
I mean, yeah, Chris is right. Like male gigolos or to do something.
Sure. That's good for traveling too.
Wasn't that Chris Grove's job?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He did that on the side.
That's right.
Chris
he did that on the front.
Male dancing?
Yeah.
Full frontal?
Yeah.
Not on the
Chris,
side.
Chris still does it. He wears a sock, though. When he does it.
I do miss that guy.
Me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got to have some beers and dinner with Gro a few weeks ago at Lake St. Clair. Missed the guy.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Hanging out with Gro is always except when Chris is on the downswing. It's like, then it's really bad. Dark Chris is horrible. But when Chris is happy, he's one of the best guys to be around in the world. You know what I mean?
He wasn't very dark very often. I only saw him dark once. But yeah, when it went down, it was like, oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, gosh, that's Dark Chris.
This is awkward.
Hey, this is from, I know that actually Chris had the opportunity to become a professional hockey player and turned it down. But this guy, Martin McNally, says, would either one of you give up pro bassing to be a pro hockey player? Corey, how about you?
Well, you'd make a whole lot more money. I'd do the hockey career and then I'd go into the fishing.
Yeah, that would be the good revenue stream.
Yeah.
That's like the bass fishing habit.
I mean, that's almost a no-brainer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd do the hockey if it was the NHL level.
Right.
Yeah. You do 5 years in the NHL, and then you can bass fish for.
I would get the piss kicked out of me for 5 years and then go catch bass.
Yeah, Buff could train you.
I was gonna say, yeah, Buff's got it figured out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, this is from Derek Bendisky.
Bendisky.
He says, when is the next Derby Boys coming? Or did you guys say too many things that will get you in trouble?
No, that's on Matt. Matt wants to run the show, and right now his show's not getting ran. Someone hacked his account.
Okay, because somebody's into Matt's social media. You got
I
gremlin.
guess so. Yeah, that's what he said. But it is. As soon as Matt gets his stuff figured out, it's coming out.
He was just texting me, and what did he say? I think he said it's looking like Sunday. I think he just got back into his account or something.
Oh, so Sunday's his coming out day? Is that what he's saying,
he
Corey?
Said it's
He's coming out Sunday with his new announcement about social media.
Or is the show coming out on Sunday?
I think the show is coming out Sunday, but do not hold me to that. We'll put it up on social media in the next couple of days.
Gotcha. Okay. I thought I was so confused about the coming out thing. I didn't know what you guys were talking about.
Well, that could mean anything.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, well, that was a good question, Derek Bendisky. All right, so let's move right along here. Jared Jones. So do you guys throw hands at family dinners trying to decide who is the best fisherman? You throw hands.
Not to that level, but there's a lot of arguing going on, that's for sure.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean we don't get that deep into it, but like Chris said, there's a lot of arguing, and then our friends get involved, and bets start happening about the following year, and people lose money when they bet on Chris, and it just gets ugly.
What's the number one topic for the arguments?
Who's better?
Yeah.
Who's made more money?
Oh, especially now that Chris has got an AOY. Look, I mean, it's going to stir on Sunday.
No subcategory.
I mean, that pot is stirring.
We get so heated about this, and our friends, we have about 30 friends that have a group chat, and at the start of the year, they have to pick a team. And they bet on me, Corey, or Gussie, or now Cooper.
Yeah.
And whoever has the best year, that team wins the prize. And the losing team usually is supposed to have to buy booze for the party. So
that's a lot.
I forgot all about that.
I gave you guys the numbers. So
there's a lot of bickering that goes on all year, but who's doing better? And guys are trying to jump teams because their angler sucks. So we have a lot of fun with it.
There's one thing I learned from Chris about Cory, and we were out on Smith Lake, and I was heckling Cory somehow or another, and telling him about like how you were smashing him or something, and you Chris, you said please don't poke the bear, don't poke the bear. That's what he said about you, Cory. Don't make the bear angry.
That's right.
Yeah, just don't look him directly in the eye. Back off.
And don't look him in the eye.
I think we were catching fish, Pat, having a good time here, and you were trying to get Cory fired up. I'm like, just leave him alone.
Yeah.
We're doing fine. We don't want him over here bugging us.
You didn't want either one of it. Hey, Dylan Hignite says, do either one of you have derby rituals or superstitions that you do prior to a tournament day?
I've only got one.
What is it?
I got to play my 3 or 4 songs in the morning.
What are they?
What is that?
Yeah, then you knew that question.
Jason Aldean, Go Woke, Go Broke.
Okay.
The other one is Luke Combs, Hunting by Herself. Aaron Lewis, what is it, Gone Fishing or something like that? I forget now.
You play him in the truck on the way to the lake, or you play him
Yeah.
in the boat?
Me and Billy Bumdart, our camera guy.
You're Aaron Lewis, you said?
Aaron Lewis, yeah.
Yeah. I took that guy. I took him bassing. We had a great time.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, we had a dang good time, me and Aaron Lewis. Tell you.
So I gotta play my few songs.
Big time.
I like
That's
it. How about you? You got ritual day habituals, Chris?
I'm boring, Pat. I'm sorry. I just go out there and go fishing, but I usually use the same rods I had tied on from the day before.
Not retie the leaders, not
retie the FG not work the day before. Why would I switch it?
Exactly. Why not? This is a really good question. This is from Eric Bertowski, a good Polish guy.
Little Pee-Pee.
Yeah, little Pee-Pee. That's little Eric. He says, what color rocks do you like to fish the best, Cory? What color rocks are your favorite rocks to fish?
That's an Eric question.
I threw that one to Cory for you, Chris.
Thanks.
The brown ones that are covered in bass.
The brown ones covered in bass.
That's the right answer.
Are amazing. Let's try and rapid fire them. What does he say?
You see this last one here? It's a good one.
I don't understand this question. It makes zero sense, or I would read it. Sorry.
Just read it. We make no sense.
Well, no. It says I'm coming with Robert G too soon. Like, what is
Robert
that?
G can come to the party. I have no problem.
Robert G's awesome, guys.
Yeah,
I seriously think Robert is awesome.
Yeah,
I do
I have
too.
no problem with him.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people that misinterpreted a lot of that was going on. Like they were thinking you were calling him an Ewok, Cory, and that was really Zona.
Yeah, I mean,
I can guarantee you, Cory doesn't even know what that is until
I had no idea what it was.
I thought it was a compliment.
Yeah, and another thing, it was like I know he had a little exchange with Trey McKinney about some jig heads or something. Okay. But it was really John Garrett that he was calling over to help catch the fish.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. Everybody thinks he was like calling Trey, but it really
to help catch fish, or he was calling over to help
whatever as some, I don't know what it was. It was just it was they were in
there was a party going on in smallmouth, and his buddy wasn't catching them, and he invited him over to catch some.
Yeah, and it wasn't Trey McKinney he invited over. It was Johnny Garrett. But he did give Trey McKinney a jig head. Where is Bobby G? Should we call Bobby?
I don't care.
Let's call him up. Hold on a second.
Are you guys Maple Leaf fans?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
There was a question, would you rather have lifetime season tickets?
No. Whatever the question is, no, I don't want lifetime season tickets.
All right.
I think I'd rather watch it on my TV room instead of going to Toronto.
It sounds like Bears stuff. Hey, Matt's dad has a question for you guys, but you kind of answered it already. This is from Kenny Robertson, and he says, "What do you think of the Classic in Texas?" And
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
It's going to be a fun one.
Winning it.
Me too.
I know you're winning it.
It's gonna be fun. I think it'll be one of the best ones in a while.
Andrew Carr has a great question. Did you see that?
No, I just saw somebody said they had to Google Ewok.
They had to Google
Bobby
Ewok.
Carlson. Yeah, you're not the only one over there.
This Andrew Carr says, I know you guys share your winnings, as Ryan was just talking about, but is there anything you keep for yourself? Like, is there any kind of sub clause where, like, okay, this derby get a little more? Do you guys have any of those bonus?
Not yet. It all seems to work out. I'm sure one day it'll come to a point where we decide to split things, but for right now, it's still working. It's worked since we were 14 years old.
Dude, that's
you guys
awesome.
keep catching very close to the same weights.
Yeah.
In your career.
And that's why one of the reasons it works so well. Like if I caught them all and Chris didn't, I'd be like, all right, come on.
I mean, it's.
I've been carrying them for the last 6 years. My shoulders are getting a little sore.
Here we go.
It's about time.
It's getting thick, Pat. It's getting thick.
Now it's getting the air is THICC, as we would say. All right, let's get a couple more of these in. Oh, that's what you just asked. No, he doesn't want that. And then, okay, I'm winding down on these. Hey, I got a couple questions.
You guys are literally 7 pounds. You guys are 7 pounds different. 8 pounds in your career weight.
But Corey's fished more tournaments than me, so I've still.
Oh, there you go.
Got the better average. For being technical.
It's got one
Here we go.
more. That's true. But seriously, that's insane. That's crazy. 8 pounds.
Dude, that's right there.
Yeah. Nuts.
That's a team. That is a business right here. The Johnston Brothers business.
Good
and
partnership.
And the John Cox business. Like that is Bass in business right there. Johnny Cox's formula and the Johnston Brothers.
Yeah,
formula.
we told him his number, and then his wife was like, "Yeah, that's what your goal was. You reached it."
Yeah, John actually is a businessman about this. Hey, Johnston Brothers, tell me if I'm right or wrong about this. There's something a man remembers always, and it's the last fish he caught, and then the last time he got some loving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you always remember your last fish, and you always remember the last time that you made whoopee.
Sure.
We'll call it making whoopee.
Especially if they're close together.
Yeah. I mean, that's the combo.
Yeah.
But so we're going to do a little thing. It's called Get Intimate with the Johnston Brothers. All right, you guys, we're going to get intimate. We're going to get personal. So get ready to.
Gingy got the John Holmes music?
Yeah. Gingy, you got some of that? Where? Oh, wait, the questions are still coming in. But let's. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
It's time to get intimate with the Johnston Brothers on the Stray Cats Victory Show.
This doesn't sound intimate. It sounds creepy.
Yeah, it does. It's really creepy. Super creepy and awkward. Corey, what's the best song to make whoopee to?
I don't know. Apparently, what's the song to best song to make love to?
Do it.
Cherry Pie.
Cherry Pie by Warren.
Yep.
Oh,
that is my walk-up song, by the way.
That is that's a love-making song right there.
That's right.
Yeah. How about you?
I was gonna say like I'm in love with a stripper or something cool. But...
Pour some sugar on me, Def Leppard.
That's right.
You know what I mean.
I think I heard you sing that one.
Oh yeah, I did. Belted it along with Brown Sugar. Remember that?
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, Davey Height loved it.
You just look up strip club playlist on Spotify,
and it's there.
It's all in there.
It's all there.
Yeah.
Nelly songs. Hey, Chris, how about you? What's the best song to make whoopee
to? Catherine, you're the music person. What are you laughing at? I don't even listen to music in the morning, Pat. Going to takeoff.
Nothing wrong with a little morning loving.
Yeah, it doesn't
get a man going.
Doesn't have to be in the morning.
I mean, come on, Chris Johnston. You're an AOY now. Morning loving comes with AOY.
I don't know the answer to this. I thought you were going to give me a different question. I thought about it harder. I fail. Next.
This one's good for you, Chris.
Okay.
You have a tendency to seem to outkick the covers when it comes to your ladies, Chris Johnston. What's your secret to success when it comes to scoring the babes.
They all just want
Catherine is just way. You went way.
Like they all just want to be with the
out of your
Bassmaster
class.
Elite Series angler.
Oh, you
It's
got to
just-
be an Elite Series angler.
Yeah, they all they heard about this fishing business and they're like, oh, we want to be with some celebrity fishermen, and they just blow up your DMs, Pat.
Well, our DMs are only like 45 to, or really 35 to 55-year-old men.
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute, you're gone for several months a year? Sign me up.
So Chris is just out there, like Catherine's an IG model. I mean, come on. You did great. Chris just moping around. Doop, 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 doop.
I was just dangling my worm in the water.
Yeah, just trolling.
Yep.
Long lining.
Dead sticking.
Dead sticking. Cory, who do you wish you could get closer to in the Bassmaster Elite Series? Maybe form a stronger bond or friendship with?
Nobody.
Nobody. Come on, that's mean.
I'm not a people person, Pat.
Yes, you are.
I got all my buddies, and I like you. I want to get close to you. That's why
you are
we're
close to me
together.
already. Yeah, we are close.
I feel like Hackney be one of the good ones to go to like deer camp with or something. I've seen him get sauced once or twice. He seems pretty
so this is actually I spent a little time with Prosnick last week.
Yeah,
and Hackney had a few beers, Prosnick had a few beers, and he said, "Listen, I got to tell you guys something. Hackney loves you and your brother. He don't love many people. He hates everybody, but he really likes you guys." And I said, "Well, you know what? I like him too." And he still wants to come to Canada with us, so I want to take him on a trip on this side of the border. So Hackney's a good answer.
Dude, he would love that. He would love hanging with you guys.
But I feel like we're already close.
Yeah. I mean, that's because Hackney would do this a lot too when you guys were out there. He'd go, you know what I mean?
He does do that.
You know what I mean? I got to tell you. It'd be, and Hackney will tell you, I'm an opportunist. You see, Cory, I'm an opportunist. You
That's
got to
right.
take opportunities when they knock.
He's
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he is like. He is like a bass. Absolutely. Hey, Chris, what's the most trouble that you've ever gotten your brother out of? Yeah. Most trouble you ever gotten in, and be honest. Don't lie. Be honest, even if it like means possible
Or
jail time.
into.
Yeah, or into. You. Yeah, that's a good one, Cory.
Not into.
Oh. You would never instigate trouble for your loving brother.
Even if I got in trouble, he'd blow it up 10 times what it was.
That might be true.
Yeah. I don't know. There's one night at a bar. I remember one of our NHL buddies was there, and he's like, all right, I'll go out to the bar, but I can't get in any trouble. He was playing for the Leafs at the time. And he's like,
Forgot about this story.
Yeah. He said, like, just don't cause any trouble.
Yeah.
And normally that's Cory that does that. Right. And we're at the bar and having a good time. And
this is a good story, actually.
I don't even remember. It's been a while.
Oh, I know the punchline in case you forgot.
I remember that part, but somehow I was talking to some girl and her boyfriend came up at the time.
No, she was the waitress. You tried to order a beer from her.
Yeah, anyway, some guy gave me a hard time, and he was dating my ex.
Okay.
At the bar, and I was really minding my own business, and he got all in my face, and I threw a line at him that, okay, well, how does my you know what taste? And he didn't take kindly to it.
Wait, he didn't like that?
No, I didn't like, but he started it. So that got things fired up really quick. And our buddy that was the hockey player is like, oh my God, what did I just walk into?
Leave it to Cory.
There was chaos. Well, then Cory came over the top and he saw this going on.
Oh, I had him on the floor in about 3 seconds.
All of a sudden there was like 20 people around. And it was, yeah.
It was awesome, Pat. It was awesome.
That's quick.
I was so proud of Chris.
He said that to Chris. You were right on it, weren't you?
Yeah, and I was having a great. I was feeling good that night too, Pat.
You got saucy, Chris.
If he got mad about it, it's because he knew. He knew the answer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome.
Is that what that taste is?
Not good.
Yeah.
I had a sore throat.
Yeah. See, this is getting intimate with Chris and Cory. I love it. Love it. And Cory, what about you? I mean, what about the vice versa?
What trouble have I got Chris into?
Or gotten him out of?
More so, I have to get him out of trouble, Pat.
Well, that night I got him out of trouble.
I was fine.
Yeah, besides, that's true. Cory, I got you out of trouble once, one off night at Pickwick.
Oh, I'm sure. There's been plenty of times.
I think I was with you on that night, wasn't
Yeah,
I?
he forgot his credit card, and it was embarrassing to go back and get it.
Yes, I remember that very well, Pat.
I don't think we have enough time for this story. These stories.
Well, that story would get us all
show.
canceled.
Yeah.
So just so you know.
I heard this story.
Yeah. It won't happen here. That's on some day when the Cory Johnston.
There's been lots of times where, like playing hockey or whatever, where I mean, Chris will do something and I'll have to do something even stupider. Like, yeah, there's been lots of stuff like that.
I never see Chris get mad though. Like
I don't,
mean,
and the situation's usually fine, and there'll be like some pushing and shoving. And
I make it worse.
Excuse to get in there and make it worse. Like, it was. Fine.
I generally come in pretty hot, Pat.
And then it gets blown way out of proportion.
Wait a second. This just in. What do we got going, Ginge?
Got a guest for you.
What's it? We got a guest? Boom, 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 boom. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only. It's Bobby G.
Nice.
Smiling Bobby.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. Back to old Tennessee. Super hot.
You spend all your money yet?
Do what?
Spend all your money yet from the big winnings the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was at McKee Outdoors earlier. I dropped a pretty penny. I'm fishing the last 2 opens of the year, so I'm gearing back up. I used a lot of baits up north, so just restocking.
All you needed was a minnow.
I was just gonna say, how many bags of minnows did you go through?
Over 50.
I do believe that.
No, I mean combining the two, like Champlain, the day 4, I probably went through 12 bags.
That's probably accurate. I bet you. Yeah, I bet you that's pretty close to what I went through. 40, I would say.
Pretty awesome.
I bet you
it was 3.5 pounders. But
I bet you only caught 14 fish on day 4.
Day 4, the 3 pounders, I caught a bunch. I probably caught 50 fish. I would say it was fun. I just couldn't catch a 4 pounder. Caught like 1 or 2 maybe.
Hey, Chris, you were saying earlier about how when Bassmaster puts me with you anglers, it usually seems to be a great time. And they put me with Bobby G in Texas.
And you probably caught him that day, didn't you?
He caught the snot out of him.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
That's what I said. I'm gonna start paying bass so you can ride with me every day, Patty.
I'm with John Cox on the same program. Hey, I am good friends with everybody on this screen right now, and I brought Bobby G to the show today because the last thing I would ever want in the world is any bad air between my friends. And the internet is blowing all kinds of crap up that, Cory's put a hit out for Bobby G and OG Tennessee gangster Bobby G put a Canadian mounted horse head in one of these guys' bed. All kinds of shit flying on the net. And Bobby G, you're here to air it out right now, right?
Yeah.
I commend you for coming on the show, Bobby G.
Yeah.
By the way, amazing season this year for the Rook.
Thank you for stopping by, G.
No problem. But yeah, I mean, everybody is trying to throw me under the bus for saying I ran over to get Trey McKinney to tell him to come get up on the spot. And that is not true at all. I ran over to get John Garrett, my roommate.
Your roomie. Yeah.
Yeah, my roommate. I mean, I'm sure people with roommates they trust would do the same thing. To come get on the juice hole where there was 25 pounds swimming everywhere. because he was going way out in the lake and he speared like 7 waves and ripped off his trolling motor almost. And he was just over there drifting, and I was like, "Well,
I did get a good laugh at everyone saying on day 3, like, I'm sending it to Lake Ontario. I'm like, I don't think you know what's gonna happen out there.
Good luck out there, boys.
I was like, well, I had 25 pounds at the time, so I was like, why not let him at least catch a couple and just be like, all right, get out of here, go drift so catch some, but you know,
yeah, the whole thing got blown way out of proportion.
And then everyone blew it out of proportion. No one
everybody's
was
like, oh, he went to get Trey McKinney, and everybody don't like Trey, so I was like, I did not even do that, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear you.
And the weird thing is, no one was mad or no one said any bad words except social media.
Yeah,
literally the only thing me and Chris, literally, you could confirm this. When you rolled up day 3, I was like, really, dude, is this cool? And you were like, well, I made this spot famous. And I didn't know that. Like, the only reason I knew about the spot was in the Open last year. I caught some there in practice, tried to go get on it on day 1 or 2. And, like, Jody White and 3 of the guys in the top 10 were sitting there. So I was like, well, I'm not going to pull in. Mm-hmm. So then I knew about it because I was like, well, that's a good area. Went there
it must be 10 guys.
And caught 2 5s, and I was like, well, I'm gonna try to get on this if I can get on it, and fish the whole tournament there.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like, no one was mad about it, and I'm not mad that anyone fishes it. I told G, I'm like, listen, this is kind of where I put it on the map, and I don't own the spot anymore, but I need to fish it.
His lease ran up.
When you said that, I just was like, well, all right, I can't argue with that. I didn't know if you actually did or not. I was just like, well, he's definitely fished here before. It's juice. So
and then we both proceeded to catch bass, and no one really cared. Like, it's a decent size area, and I think that's what people don't understand. It's not a 1 cast spot. And
there's better casts than others, but
there's sweet spots along it. There's no doubt, but it's not like, you're pulling up and trying to cast over someone's line and catch the one fish off the one rock.
Yeah, and I was getting, you know how the current blows you when you're on the troll motor. Like, I would get close.
Everything pushed down. Yeah, you know, everyone pushed down towards where I was.
Yeah,
and if I could have moved right more and be on the break, I would have. But like, you can't go any further right.
Yeah,
and
for some reason I'm getting blown that way instead of like back. You know.
Yeah, and I didn't care if you fished 5 feet from me. You had every right to. And I think I said to you, I'm like, you got the whole break. I'm not going to try and move up and down it. Like, do your thing. But I was telling someone else, the reason on day 4 they weren't there, it wasn't that they've seen a million baits. The fish just weren't there.
No, they weren't.
We caught some, each of us, on the start of the day. They were small. Mm-hmm. They weren't there. The current switched or something, and they weren't there. And actually, I went out to the lake to try and salvage the day and try and get some like 5 or 6 pounders. It was a gamble, and I couldn't catch them. I came back, and you were still in the area moving around trying to locate some fish. And when you left, I'm like, all right, I'll go up to the break again. And I went up there, and it was chaos. There was so many bass.
They just swam back in.
They swam back in, and I don't know if they showed my screen, but I said this on air. If G had been there in the last 30 minutes, you probably would have won the tournament.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was that many there. And in 20 minutes, I caught 3. I caught a 4.5, a 5, and like a 4. And I missed one. And in 20 minutes, I had to call and do all this. And I'm like, there is so many on the screen. I think there was more there than day 2 or 3.
Dang.
It was bananas.
That's what really killed me that last day is I had a 3-pound 10-ouncer in my bag. I weighed.
Damn.
And like I caught several more that weighed 3.5, but like the 5-pounders, I just only caught 1 that day.
And I got 2 that I guarantee if you had been on anywhere on that break, a huge group of fish moved in there. It was bananas.
So if I just catch one of like the good ones that live there, a 5.5, I would have had 2-pound coal probably.
That's crazy.
No,
it's fishing, but
I'm a rookie. I'm still learning. You know, I was close the last 2 tournaments, and I guess I made some just bad decisions down in the last like 2 hours. Like at Champlain, I really felt really good about. Like, I'm not even mad about St. Lawrence at all now because I didn't have hardly crap. I had one good spot and a lot of just mid spots. You know what I mean? Like,
if you had one more spot where you could catch a good one, you would have won it.
Yeah, I didn't have that. I didn't have that. I just had other spots where I could catch maybe a 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And Champlain, though, I definitely lost that tournament because I tried to be hero because I thought I needed 21 or 22 pounds the final day. I didn't know because Ed had I was in 5th going into day 4, and Ed had a big lead, like 4 pounds at Champlain.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need a 22-pound bag, and I pulled the plug on my area where I'd caught literally 50 bass, but I just couldn't catch 4s, you know, and that's so crucial at Champlain. So I went to where I was catching 4s on the first couple days, and when I got up there, the wind was just completely different than where I was fishing, and it just wasn't right. And all those fish were stuck down to the perch, and didn't pull any.
Would they not bite on the perch like that final day, or they just weren't there?
Not really, and the only ones that did bite were 3-pounders. So I should have stayed in my area and tried to catch one more 4. I probably would have at the rate I was catching them, but I thought I needed a bigger bag than just 20 pounds.
I like the grain picking.
That final day on Champlain, I'd never seen it before, but an algae bloom blew in where I was fishing, and I'd never seen it. All the junk fish moved into the area, and there was junk fish maybe a mile north in practice in this dirtier water, and it blew into where I was fishing. And the day before, there was hundreds of bass, and I thought I was going to mess them up pretty bad on day 4. They all left, and then I moved outside the colored water. I found some again. I caught a few, came back an hour later, and the dirty water blew in there, and they were all gone too. I've never seen anything like it.
It was weird because that final day, when I started in an area where I thought I could catch a good 17, 18 pounds, but it was just going down in that area. Like I hadn't really seen it all week where there were schools of bass crushing alewives, and that's what was going down. Like there was like 10 packs of them crushing through bait. And I hadn't seen that the whole week. I was just catching singles and doubles. So it was just going down. I was catching the crap out of 3s.
It was the sandwich. It was the Chick-fil-A.
It was awesome.
That's what it was.
That was
it was
my favorite tournament, probably.
Ever.
You should get a pontoon boat and bring all the anglers sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and actually, cool stories. I've been in talks with that guy who brought me a sandwich. So
we talked about a sponsorship earlier for you.
Come on.
It's huge, man.
I don't know, but I might have a Chick-fil-A cow on my boat next year.
That's awesome.
That would be awesome. And get one of those big coolers that keep things warm. They got the foil, and then you just hand out the Sammies all day.
And if you have that on your boat, Chris won't leave the side of your boat all year.
I'll be fishing beside you all year next year. That's true.
It'll be there's no bad blood, right? You guys are all buds, right?
No, absolutely not.
No problem at all.
Okay. Yeah, and Zona started the Ewok thing. Zona started the Ewok, not Chris. Or Cory.
Not Cory. Cory didn't even know what it was.
I didn't care at all about that. At all.
Right. And this is how stuff goes down. I mean, if anyone's watching right now that participated in the bullshit,
the social media bullshit
that happened. Yes. Like this is, correct me if I'm wrong, this kind of stuff happens all the time.
Every tournament.
And
here's the thing.
And then if it's on camera, then the people on the internet are allowed to just go nuts.
Exactly. And Cory, you were awesome.
Look at this. This is just a conversation between, and this is what happens at the ramp too.
Same
most
deal.
Of the time.
That's what we saw.
It's
and
just
Cory,
ridiculous.
No disrespect to anyone, but that was awesome when Cory was candid at the ramp, and he's like, "Yeah, if we got to take care of this in the park, we will."
And that's the thing. People are like, "Oh my God, he threatened Robert G." I'm like, dude. Yeah. I'm in contention to win the tournament. You think I'm actually serious? Like I'm going to go get kicked?
What a bunch of dummies!
Right?
Like what is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Like a little smack talk never hurt nobody.
I could see the smirking in your face.
I loved it.
I love trash talk, just basic. Like what happens.
It was awesome, and Dave did a great job of bringing it out of you on Mercer in the morning.
He said,
too. It was awesome. I mean, and that's what this sport needs.
I didn't even know about that till like 7 o'clock that night.
Yeah. Right. Did you hear Cory wants to kick your ass, dude? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Cory's out there. I know Cory's out in the parking lot right now. He's after you, Bobby G.
I think people are just sick
Chicken
of
sandwich.
complaining about forward facing, and they're just like, hey, we need something else to get fired up on social media, and let's blow it up.
We need some other
There's a silver lining of this. You got people stop talking about that.
Like, I was sitting around the other night, and I on YouTube, and a couple videos popped up, and about this whole thing, and I watched them. Like, these stupid people don't even have a clue what actually happened. Yeah. And it's like, when you watch it, it's just like, those are the people that you actually want to punch in the mouth.
Right.
Exactly. And that like Fighter would say, you go to their profile picture and they're holding a pike by the eyes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What makes me laugh is I try not to even look at social media, but when I do, people don't even know the difference between Cory and I, and they're trying to argue, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, they don't
even know the difference between us. I'm like, I'm obviously way better looking, Pat.
Yeah, you get the babes.
I know every time.
I mean,
Pat, I'm the one that has the 10-inch black worm, bud.
That's true. You were blessed. This has got the small tongue. Cory's got the big worm.
There was a video somebody posted that was like, Robert G and Trey McKinney tries to team up on Cory Johnston.
I don't know where people make this stuff up from.
It blows
my mind.
Anything for a view. You know what that's all about, eh, Pat?
Yeah, click, click, click. Click, click, click. I mean, all it is. Unreal.
All good.
Yeah, but I'm glad that everything's cool with everybody, because I don't want any of my buds to be having any bad blood.
But Robert, we are having a party on Sunday. You're welcome to come.
Fly on in.
Fly up.
It will be epic. It will be epic.
All right.
And hey, we'll fly Pat in too. If you're coming, we will fly Pat in, and he'll be the live entertainment.
Let's do this. I got some pipes, dude. I got the voice of an angel.
You do, actually. Oddly enough, you do.
He's a songbird of his generation.
Yes. Cory and I have karaoke'd in the best of Florida bars together.
Yeah. There's no doubt.
Hey, I can rock the dang karaoke stage. I'm not going to lie. You know,
I'll bet
I've
you
got
can.
a good, Leonard Skinner playlist. And
You got a rhinestone suit by any chance, Bob?
No, I don't. I'm a Hank Williams Jr. type,
I
karaoke.
like. So is Cory. Cory gets Whiskey Ben
I was going to say.
This gives you a little family tradition.
Oh, yeah. That's my go-to.
Me and G might be best friends after the party, because I think we got a lot of similarities here.
When do you have to leave for the next open?
Next week.
Plenty of
perfect. You can kind of swing up and around, bring the boat. We'll take you to Lake Simcoe. We'll have a party, and you can continue on.
Hey, when I was up there at St. Lawrence, because I stayed like 2 days after, and I looked up that lake because I know Coop is always catching big bags over there.
Oh, yeah.
If Coop can catch them,
if Coop can catch them, we're going to smash them.
Yeah. That's far from the St. Lawrence. Isn't it like 5 hours or something?
No.
No?
Well, maybe
maybe for you.
Way up the river, but it's like if you came to Detroit, it would be like 3 hours from Detroit. Like to
Detroit. So don't start a riot in Detroit. The music gets hot. Hey, love it. Bobby G, do you live in your parents' basement still?
Yep, pretty much.
I thought so. Your mom and dad are awesome.
He's got it figured out.
He does.
I had to make some sacrifices to chase this dream. So
don't feel bad. I'm living in my parents' house. I'm 40. 39.
He really is. And Lynn grounds him.
And he lives with his wife and 2 kids there too, to make it even worse.
Oh, it's crazy, Bobby.
His
dad grounds him every day. Lynn's like, get out there.
This will make
chickens. Is Lynn over there?
The chicken.
No, they've got him tucked in.
Lynn's in bed.
Lynn's already nighty dreamies.
Yeah. He was golfing today, too many pints.
Yeah, he's got champion sons. That's a lot to deal with. Hey, this has been fun, and I'm glad that you came on today. You just were on the Bateman Baxter show, right, Bobby?
I was. I just got off of it right before I hopped off it on here.
That's awesome. Kevin's awesome. Check out Kevin Bateman show with Bobby.
Talked about a bunch of baits, old school, shallow tank baits.
Now You gonna come on the show here in a couple weeks, Bobby?
Yeah.
We'll catch
No
up.
doubt.
Go through a little life and times.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, let's give away some prizes real quick before we get the heck out of here, because we're gonna. Because Chris is giving something away. Cory's giving something away, and Bobby, you're Waterland too. Why don't you give Andy? Text him the Waterland guy. Do I have that? I don't know. Somebody texted me that, and we have. So Cory, did you figure out what you're giving away, Cory?
No, but I'll figure something out.
Something cool. And then Chris is giving away a jersey. 2024 Bassmaster Elite Series AOY.
Bloody jersey.
Giving away a jersey. It was some hockey blood on it. He wore it to hockey.
Yeah.
I wore it to fish beside G.
Yeah.
Got a
When
little
we got to fight.
Yeah, when you guys were fighting.
They were throwing hockey pucks at each other on
when we were yelling at each other and trying to fight.
Superlatives. Is that how you say bad words?
Sure.
Yeah. They were yelling words at each other that were bad. Now they're gonna fight because Cory said he's an Ewok.
Yeah, Sunday at my house. G's coming up on your way to the.
We'll bring Matty up, and G can get a shot at wrestling Matty and get a title there.
Matt would love to wrestle. Matt loves wrestling Ewoks and Fuzzy Bears. Matt would love that.
I feel like I'm more of Nacho Libre than
you really are. Yeah, and thank you for bringing the dad bod to the rookie scene because it makes guys like me and Cory look good, and Christian.
I'm literally Nacho. I was like Nacho Libre out there on the St. Lawrence fighting.
If you'd have had the mask on,
team champions.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
That low center of gravity is an advantage at times.
All right, we're giving stuff away, and we're gonna close this deal up. So, Ginge, did you send Chris and Cory winners?
Yep,
and we got a Pedro Rock to give away.
Yeah. Yeah, we're slinging rocks on this show now.
Oh, where'd Cory go?
I'm just reading.
Oh, you're reading stuff. Oh, you do that.
We're good.
All right. So what are we doing first? Let's give the Ginge, who's got what?
They all got them.
They all got
Bobby's got Waterland, and Chris and Cory got theirs.
Okay. So Bobby G, you have the Waterland sunglass winner. Who's that?
Dave Miller.
Dave Miller.
Dave Miller.
Okay.
Congratulations.
That is awesome. And Chris, who gets the Cory Johnston prize?
We got John Brown.
John Brown.
John Brown.
Okay, she's a sheriff in that Bob Marley song.
Yeah, that's right.
He is.
Yeah.
So he won a Cory Johnston prize. The jersey. The 2024 AOI jersey. That's a good one.
Awesome.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Cory, don't let your brother one up you. What do you got to give something good away?
All right. Well, whatever I'm giving away, Justin Stevenson's getting.
Justin Stevenson, come on down. Okay. And finally, the magical mystery Pedro Fighter official, Lucky Pocket Rock. And also, you put that. Yeah, if you put that in your pocket, it makes your package look bigger too. Sure, it's nice.
I definitely need it then.
Yeah,
you got the rock.
It's good. What? Who's got the rock?
You do, sir.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
You got it, buddy.
Oh, this guy's an Italian.
Okay.
Yeah. Bruno Duffield.
Bruno Duffield.
Bruno Duffield. You won the Pedro Fighter official rock. There it is, right there. Yes. Magic happens on the Bass Fishing Talk Show right there. Just like magic happened on the 2024 Elite Series with Cory Johnston winning an AOY. Cory Johnston winning 2 events. And Bobby G with a stellar first year. You're our AOY, Bobby G, just so you know.
Yep.
You're our AOY.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, you had a great year.
I had a bad day one at Fork. I really wish I could get back.
Yeah, but then I got in the boat with you and everything went good.
Yeah. After that, you gave me the. I don't know.
He was probably giving you like back rubs throughout the day and stuff, trying to calm you down.
It was like the suntan lotion that he had was easy.
You like to get a little handsy.
Yeah, it was super easy to apply lotion.
Keep smacking his hand away.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Hey, this has been another exciting episode of Stray Casts.
All right. Thanks for coming on too, Bobby.
Yep.
We'll see you Sunday.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
shows you got a lot of plums, Bobby G. You got a lot of plums. You know what I
Hey.
mean?
Like I told the Ginger Ninja, hey, there ain't no wussies in the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
I like it. I like that right there. And Bobby, stop by Chicago. We're going to Canada. We're going to party on Sunday.
Hey, I got to drive through Chicago on the way to the Mississippi River.
We're
I'll see
only
you
4
soon.
hours north.
Come hang.
I'll see you soon,
Kinda.
Bobby. We're
All
going to
right.
show you a good time.
I got to
man.
see if my passport's still legal.
Well, let's do a live show together on your way out. We'll do a live show right from the studio, Bob.
Why
Come teach
don't
me
we
how
do
to
a
get
live
to
show
that
right
point.
from the party?
Right from the party Sunday. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm booking flights.
That'll get us all fired.
Take it
We're calling
mobile,
Powerful.
Pat.
What's that, Chris?
Take it mobile, your show.
Yeah, we should. I'm calling Power Pole when we get done with this show. They're sending us all out there, and 20 of my
Perfect.
friends.
Partially.
I like it.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Johnston Brothers, thank you for being you. The Bass Galaxy needs you, as well as you, Bobby G. Thank you all for being a breath of
Thank you,
fresh air
boys. Have
Thanks,
fun.
guys.
Yes.
on a stellar season. Thanks.
And congrats.
Peace, guys. See you
Yeah.
Sunday at the soiree.
Yeah.
Me and Ricky from Trailer Park Boys got to get through customs.
Oh, yeah.
He's back here now. We're
I
going
knew
back
that.
to- Hey,
Hey,
amazing show, Popcorn.
good one.
I enjoyed that one.
That was great.
That Johnston family soiree.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Thank
Bobby
you.
G coming in the Lion's Den and holding his own.
Life
Oh,
is good. Love the one you got. You might get run over, or you might catch a personal best bass on your next trip out. Thank you, Omnia Fishing, where you can get 20% off right now. Put in Labor Day 20 right now. OmniaFishing.com. SimsFishing.com. Check it out if you want to look sharp on the water and stay comfortable as well. Bob's Jack Plate. Ryan's all jacked up right now. You could tell. You thought he was just happy to see you, but he's hopped up
it's the
on a
Bobs.
Bob's Jack Plate. Impulse Lithium, don't you go skipping a beat ever. Thanks, Bill and Darlene, for everything you do for this show in the Bass Galaxy. Power Pole, up and down for pleasure. Up and down, mostly up. Power Pole, taking a bite out of crime. One step at a time, whatever that means. Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, the official mountain whiskey of Bass. Berkeley and Abu Garcia, thank you for being part of this show and part of our fishing lives for many years. Waterland, we throw shade. With Waterland, we stay afloat on Crestliner boats. Hey, this has been another Andrew Ellenberger Ginger Ninja production. I bid you peace, and peace I bid you, Bass Galaxy. We'll see you next week with another exciting episode. Same Bass time, same Bass channel. Ryan, say goodbye to the people.
Take it easy, but take it.
You're supposed to say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye to the people.
Goodbye to the people. Peace.